COVID-19 vaccine could be available for children under the age of 12 as soon as next week. Yesterday, an FDA advisory committee voted in favor of an emergency use authorization for the Pfizer vaccine for kids 5 to 11 years old.
Today, California health officials held a call to bring Californians up to speed on the rollout. News 8's Kirsten Holmes was on that call. Joins us now here in the studio with details on that. Kirsten?
Okay, so the shots that will be given to kids are a third of the dose of the vaccine shots that adults get. And doctors hope with the full approval and rollout coming soon that kids between 5 and 11 years old could be completely vaccinated by Christmas.
There's a risk with any medication you take. There's a risk with any vaccine. It's just that those risks are low, and they're far lower than the actual illness themselves usually.
Cassie Swartout has small kids who go to school in the San Diego Unified School District. She says she's happy the vaccine is finally rolling out for younger kids.
Every time they even get like a minor cold, they're missing a lot of school. So the vaccine is very welcome. I'd love for as many kids to get it as possible.
Dr. Mark Galley, California's Secretary of Health and Human Services, and Dr. Erica Pan, an epidemiologist with the California Department of Health, says although it's rare, there have been 35 pediatric deaths in California from COVID-19. They also say that the FDA advisory panels approving vaccinating kids is a step in the right direction in beating COVID in California. They also say 860,000 vaccines have been ordered for California kids so far, and like the adult version, kids will get 2 shots at a lower dose than adults. Cassie says that's music to her ears.
If more kids get it, then we can hopefully have our case numbers drop, and maybe we can ease up some of the restrictions for the community and the schools.
Lisa Delano Wood is a co-founder of California for Safe Schools, which fought to implement COVID restrictions to keep kids safe in class. She says vaccinating kids against COVID-19 is the right thing to do.
The reality is we're not going to get out of this pandemic unless we have a very high percentage of our population vaccinated, and kids, they make up a large chunk of our population. But if you look at the data, which I think people are forgetting to do, or they're going down these YouTube rabbit holes or believing much of the misinformation that's all over the internet and has been debunked thoroughly.
COVID restrictions, the vaccine, and vaccine mandates have been a contentious talking point across the country, and not all parents are on board with vaccinating kids. But nearly 90% of folks in San Diego County age 12 and up have at least 1 dose of the vaccine.
So the CDC still needs to approve the vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11, and that approval could come as early as this week. Another interesting note I got from the call, and I want to mention, is that schools themselves will be offered as vaccination administration sites for kids by mid-November. Schools are already partnering with the state and pharmacies to make that happen, but there is not a definitive timeline for enforcing vaccine mandates in schools right now. That could come as soon as January, but it could even be June, so we will keep you posted.